is an emergency video. Fantom is down over 50% in just the last 10 days or so. What is going on? Will this crash continue? And why has the team messed up, or have they messed up this Sonic transfer? You can already see here Binance recently announcing the delisting of Fantom token. This has got something to do with the price falling here. I will break down what's going on and whether it's time to panic. So it's been an interesting festive period for Fantom here. You can see initially, of course, the price action here running up to $1.45, and then a big horrible candlestick last week taking it down to 32% on the announcement of Sonic, something which should be so positive, so good for the ecosystem. A one-to-one swap from Fantom to Sonic token. If you haven't seen my video explaining that swap, make sure you go watch. I will link it up here for you guys. But why are we therefore seeing the price fall here over 50%? One of the reasons is a little bit of confusion around this. The Binance recently announced the delisting of Fantom. Because remember, when Binance delists a token, they delist a token pair, right? So they delist Fantom with any pair, and they will send out an email message to everybody stating that is the case. Now, contrary to popular belief, not everybody sits on their computer watching Fantom updates all the time. Some people may have bought Fantom 5, 6, many years ago, and they get this email from Binance. The Fantom tokens could have just been sat there saying that, this is going to be delisted. And they panic. They go and sell their Fantom, and that affects the spot price, right? Little do they know that the actual breakdown of what Binance is doing, which we'll go through now shortly, is that they're doing a one-to-one swap. And not just that, they're doing it for you, which is just so good, right? And I hope that the Sonic team, the Fantom Foundation, now known as Sonic Foundation, can go ahead and do this same thing with all the major exchanges. Do it with Bybit, do it with BitGet, do it with Mexi. Those are the platforms I'm trading with below. Check those out, links in the description. And let's get it done on all the major exchanges. That's going to give the Sonic token the best chance of success. You don't want people doing what we've just seen, which is they've been holding their Fantom for a very long time. They don't know any updates. They don't even know Sonic is happening. They've not reached your marketing. They're not following you on X. They don't know anything. They're not watching these videos here. And suddenly they see an email from Binance, which could have been worded better. Yeah, I get it. But they start seeing headlines like this, that Binance wants to delist the Fantom token. And they've not done their research. We know people in crypto don't do their research. And they will go ahead and panic sell the token, right? We don't want that. You want everybody to bridge across to Fantom. To Sonic. You want them to do their one-to-one swap for FTM to the S token, and you want them to stay in the ecosystem. You want them to use the ecosystem, because look, the reality is the tech is amazing. We've spoken about it at length, but you cannot mess up these moments of communication. These things can kill a project, right? You can have the best tech, you can have the best, built the best blockchain, done all the hard work. If you mess up things like this, you're losing an audience. An audience is hard to capture nowadays in crypto. There's so many other cryptos that if you're not doing this correctly, it can cause some problems. So let's take a look at what Binance is actually doing. So the exchange will stop processing Fantom deposits and withdrawals on January the 13th. So you can't deposit any more Fantom, nor can you withdraw the Fantom. And they will delist all the Fantom trading pairs, right? So you can't transfer Fantom to Bitcoin, you can't do Fantom to USDT, nor Fantom to ETH. After that, the trading for Sonic will open with pairings such as SBTC, SBNB, SUSDT as well, okay? So the Fantom tokens will be converted to Sonic at 1-to-1 ratio, which means that users will get the same number of Sonic tokens for each Fantom. Simple. If you own 1,000 Fantom coins, you're going to get 1,000 Sonic coins, right? 1-to-1. That's what it means. Now, you cannot also do this on the on the Sonic blockchain itself, right? Go watch my video. I explain how to get to the portal and how you can change it. But if you got your tokens sat on exchanges, and in that video I said the same, I said, guys, I've got a lot of mine on exchanges. Obviously, the stuff that I don't have on exchanges is converted via the portal. But stuff that's sat on exchanges, on the major exchanges where they're doing this kind of partnership, I'm just going to let them automatically change it, right? So any Fantom on Binance, in my case, for instance, I'll just let them convert it 1-to-1 with Sonic. However, Fantom withdrawals won't be supported after the token swap is finished, okay? So very important to understand that. Again, all technical parts of the swap will be managed by Binance, so users won't need to do anything on their own. Important to understand that. This token swap is in line with Binance's history of assisting with tokens migrations, such as well-known Matic to Polygon. Yep, you just one day you wake up and you see that your Matic is now labeled as Polygon, right? The simplest way of doing it. That is the best for those that aren't experienced. Futures, margin trading, simple learner amongst the services at Binance will be upgraded as part of the transition. In the affected products, Fantom will be replaced by the new S token with a total supply cap set at 15% yearly inflation until 2031. There'll be about 2.88 billion S tokens in circulation at launch. As part of the incentive program designed to attract developers to the Sonic network, users will be eligible to get up to 90% of the funds their apps produce. Additionally, the platform will provide 190 million S airdrop and an innovator fund to encourage users of the Sonic and Opera chains. Now again, guys, if you want a deeper breakdown of the S, the Sonic tokenomics, then let me know. Type in tokenomics in the bottom of this video. If I get enough of you spamming me with tokenomics, I'm going to make a tokenomics video breakdown of the new Sonic token. Users' FTM tokens will remain functional on the old Opera network for the foreseeable future if they decide to not upgrade to the S token. Now, some of you are thinking, why would you not upgrade? Because the Opera network is still open. Right? They're keeping the old Fantom network open. You can still use Fantom dApps, and some people will still decide to use it. You also may need Fantom tokens, a couple of months from now, if you realize, oh, you've got something locked and you needed some gas money to do something on the Opera network, you're going to still need some Fantom tokens. However, users will need to possess the S token to engage in transactions, governance, and other activities on the new Sonic network. So if you're using Sonic, your Fantom's not, it's not there. You can swap it to S, and you can use S on the Sonic network. If you want to go back to the Opera network, you can transfer your S back to Fantom for a limited period of time if you needed to go back to Fantom. Okay, key points to note here: at 3:30 on January the 13th, guys, so you just got about 2 weeks. Fantom trading pairs were delisted and deposits and withdrawals were halted. Sonic token starts trading on January the 16th. Okay, so 3 days later, January the 16th, you can trade Sonic on Binance. Before the deadline, Binance encourages FTM token holders to update or terminate any open positions in Fantom related services, including loans, margin positions, trading bots. When the S token is launched, more information updates will be given by the cryptocurrency exchange and the Sonic networks. Hopefully that clarifies what's going on with the Binance situation, because I think part of this fall here is just FUD. Part of it's just a panic attack. Of course, we can see the market is throwing up anyway. This is a wider conversation we need to have, because it looks like we're coming down to pullback, right? You've got the weekly EMA ribbon sitting there around 80,000. It's a price point I've been talking about for a while, which we may want to test out, right? And it'll be healthy. If we want to come down here, collect some support before bouncing, that's healthy. I know it's not fun. I know it's going to lead to the fear and greed index having a bit of a throw up and some leverage being thrown out the system, but it's needed. If we take a look at Bitcoin here, there's still liquidity to grab here, right? Around 93,000. So there's still liquidity here. That being said, the liquidity at 100 continues to build up, right? It's currently 72 million. You're going to want that to build up a bit more. So as the price continues to spend more time here, keeps falling closer to 80K, which I just showed you, guess what? The attractive move starts to be a bounce. And that's how this game works, right? The market makers want to grab liquidity on both sides. So when you see the liquidity to the downside, they go, okay, we fancy grabbing some of this liquidity to the downside. As it gets down here, guess what? Liquidity starts to build back up here. You'll start seeing dark yellow lines up here, and that's where the market makers will want to go and retest the all-time high to start grabbing the liquidity above. So expect this volatility. Of course, we do have low volumes right now, so even though this weekly candle is down 1.3%, it's a slow week, right? It's a slow week. A lot of people are away from their desks. Look at the volume candle there. There's not much going on, right? If I jump down to the daily chart, you can see these are weak days here all through the Christmas period, and of course New Year's coming up as well. So on the daily candle, I know it doesn't look ideal here on Bitcoin. I know we're spending time here in the bottom of our daily EMA ribbon. If we lose our daily EMA ribbon, which is a daily close below 92,000, then again, we have to get ready for that weekly EMA ribbon, 80,000. So for me, these will be the areas I will want to be buying the dip. Around the weekly EMA ribbon will provide some nice risk-adjusted returns here on Bitcoin and altcoins at the time, because of course, if Bitcoin wants to pull back here, what would be another 14%. It's going to create pain, right? It's going to create pain in altcoins, more so than Bitcoin falling 14%. You can see altcoins probably falling 40, 50%. And suddenly some of those altcoins, which felt out of reach a couple of weeks ago, suddenly look attractive again, right? And that's how this game of crypto works. You've got to be able to hold your nerve, buy when others are fearful. I mean, people were FOMOing in here on Fantom up at $1.45. Suddenly 2 weeks later, they don't want to touch the tokens and it's reaching 77 cents. And oh my god, how did they mess up the biggest migration from Fantom to Sonic? How did they fumble this? The reality is, you've got to understand how some of these things work, how the migration works. It creates volatility. Of course, people will be selling their Fantom tokens because they just don't understand, right? They don't understand how the swap mechanism works, and that puts sell pressure on the spot price. So there you have it, guys. There is an update here on Fantom testing its weekly EMA ribbon. Yes, showing some weakness, but hopefully that explains that we are getting that one-to-one swap as the Fantom team promised. Could do a better job with communication. Yes, I'd like to see more podcasts. I mean, Michael, if you're watching this video, Andre Crony, if you're watching this video, come on the channel, talk to people, let them understand how this swap is going to work. I know you do select podcasts everywhere, but do a podcast circuit, right? Try to go on as many channels as possible. Speak to people that hold Fantom tokens. Speak to the community and help them understand what is going on. Don't just disappear, just be on podcasts every single day, because communication is key. People don't know what's going on. And again, if you want to use this platform to reach out to Fantom holders, message me and we can get you guys on. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.